Hey everyone, it has been a real benefit being in this class with you and thinking through the just the idea of biblical leadership and what it means to be a biblical leader. I've enjoyed the readings that we've done for this course, the videos that we have watched, and the discussions that have been had on the discussion board, and you have all been a part of that. So I'm thankful for your contributions in that way and hope that this class was as instructive for you as it was for me. As I think through all that we have covered in this course, I think the thing that has stuck with me the longest has been the importance of service when it comes to biblical leadership. And I've seen in three ways how service has a great impact on what it means to be a leader and in our experience as leaders. Service, first off, is an excellent way to increase influence in an organization or within a church, because it shows those who are beneath you that you care and you love them, and that you are just as much a part of the entire mission as they are, and you want the best for them, and that this is a team effort that we are part of. So I think service in that way will help garner favor from those who are beneath you, and it'll also grant trust to those who are serving for you and alongside of you. I've also seen that service is a way to gain joy in this life and in specific leadership roles. Service is a way that the Lord has provided for us to seek not our own interest, but the interest of others, and so become more Christ-like, and in doing so, gaining more joy in this life. So service is just practically a way to enjoy what we're doing, and going with that, service is commanded of us, and that is much more true for those who are in leadership positions. Jesus says in Mark 10, whoever would be first among you must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man came not to serve, not to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. And Paul, in speaking to the Philippians in chapter 2, says that we are to do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than ourselves. And let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. And this is practically worked out in our service to others, especially in leadership positions. In my paper, I focused on a number of things. I identified John Piper's definition of biblical leadership as probably the most helpful for me. And just as a refresher, he says that biblical leadership is knowing where God wants people to be and taking the initiative to use God's methods to get them there in reliance on God's power. There's so many things to unpack there, and I hope to do that just very briefly in my paper. But one of the main points that I make towards the end of my paper is the importance of character, especially for those who are working within a church ministry, and especially for pastors. One thing that I have been warned of a number of times is to never let my ministry, my influence, my authority, my power to outpace my character. And that is a haunting warning, because those whose power, whose influence, whose authority goes beyond what their character allows them to maintain in a godly manner will eventually crumble, and their ministries will fall, and their influence will falter. So it is a dark warning, but a much needed one for myself and for those who are going to be in these positions of leadership. Our growth in our areas of power and of influence must be in direct correlation with our growth in dependence upon the Lord. And that's a point that I touch on towards the end of my paper, and it's a point that I hope to continue to remind myself of beyond this course, and I hope that you'll consider it too. So thanks for watching this, for reading my paper, and for your interactions in this class.